That's where I want to bring in our next guest, my good friend, Bill Flanagan. Bill is a retired deputy police commissioner from Nassau County, Long Island in New York. Bill, thanks for being here today.
My pleasure, John. Always good to be with you.
All right, Bill, so this looks encouraging, but I know you're still very wired in to your alma mater, the Nassau County Police Department. You're still very active as a consultant on these types of crimes. Is this good news, or are we simply seeing a reduction because they haven't yet, I'm going to say it, it might sound crude, found the bodies from the 2018 murders at the hands of MS-13?
You know, John, that potential always exists. Just this morning, as a matter of fact, the current Nassau Commissioner, Pat Ryder, announced an incredible drop in crime over the last year and, frankly, over the last 5 years. A lot of that's come with the reduction in the activities of MS-13, but you're right on point. The potential for discovering new bodies from these past homicides is always there. You know, as we dig deeper into the destruction of these gangs, and we have the ability to flip more of these people, and frankly, and you and I have discussed this before, these people have no problem admitting to you know, their past misdeeds at all. It's a badge of honor.
Right.
It goes right to the core of their being about what this is about. So you're right on point about the potentiality of more bodies. I will tell you this: that since 2017, in cooperation, in conjunction with Department of Homeland Security, ICE, the Nassau and Suffolk County Police Department, almost 500 gang-related and illegal alien arrests have been made on Long Island. 275 of those were MS-13 gang members. So there's been a significant attack on these people.
So then these numbers seem to bear some legitimate fruit with this federal cooperation, the president throwing proactivity behind it. People like Representative Peter King, he's always been spearheading this issue. It does seem like the cops in Nassau and Suffolk counties are actually making a dent. 275 arrests of gang members, that's no small order.
No, it's not, John, but think about it. There are potentially 10,000 MS gang members across the United States.
Right.
And you see the concentration in Nassau and Suffolk of law enforcement resources. But you have to realize this too. Just last week, 2 members of MS-13 arrested in Houston for a homicide.
Right.
Last week, someone in Lake Tahoe arrested, gang member with an AK-47 on his way to go do a little street justice for a drug deal gone bad. So you know, we have successes, but we have to really militate for continued resources being put into law enforcement for the fight against MS-13, which is really problematic. And you know, everything's related to everything. We have an issue with the border. We have an issue with, you know, frankly, violent illegals coming here and creating tremendous havoc amongst their own communities, realistically.
Yeah, and you know, Bill, that actually is exactly where I was about to go next. I wanted to switch gears and talk about something that affects you and I, as well as all Americans, but both being former police officers. That's the murder of Corporal Ranil Singh, the officer in Newman, California, shot dead by illegal alien Pablo Mendoza. Mendoza also goes by the name Gustavo Arriga. Now, he's facing murder charges, but he didn't enter a plea in court yesterday. His attorneys say they're concerned he is incompetent to stand trial. The guy looks competent to me. 3 other people connected to the case pleaded not guilty earlier this week to charges of helping this guy evade law enforcement when he was on the run. This should be, I should say, Bill, should be a devastating blow to sanctuary state and city policies like those that are almost now fully deployed all through California. But man, I'm getting into it with leftists on social media. They just don't seem to care about this murdered police officer. It's like they just want his name to disappear and this case to go away.
Well, you see that, John, and again, you're right on point. You see that from the elected officials in California. There's been crickets, nothing at all. Now, there's nothing about where he got his gun from, which would be, you know, 180 degrees from someone else committing a crime someplace. And this is, you know, this is a murder. Think about that. The word murder. People don't use murder when they talk about the deaths of police officers
That's right.
anymore. It's murder. This guy was a career criminal. He had no business being still in the United States. He shouldn't have been here to start with, but think about it. He came to the attention of law enforcement, and due to the structure in California, law enforcement, who understood that this guy was problematic, couldn't do anything about it. And you know, like I do, that professional law enforcement managers in California are absolutely irate about the status of people like this in California, and not a peep out of Nancy Pelosi. You know, I'm a mile and a half today away from Capitol Hill, where new Congress is being sworn in. I was up on the Hill before, talking to some congressmen, including Pete King, about the continued need to fund aggressive law enforcement actions against gangs like MS-13.
Yeah, it is really, really imperative. Bill Flanagan, retired Deputy Police Commissioner, Nassau County, New York Police Department. Bill, great to see you, my friend. Thanks.
Always a pleasure, John. Take care.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more breaking news coverage, exclusive interviews, and great videos, click over here to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And don't forget to download the free Newsmax TV app. Newsmax TV, it's real news for real people.